folks. Story time with me over here. I enjoy telling stories. I'm starting to take a really big just liking to it and practicing my craft and the power of them and what they can do for you and help propel you forward. Not something I ever thought I would enjoy growing up as a kid, but it's become something that a lot of people ask me to do now, which is incredible, just humbling and fascinating, but it also makes me have to work on my craft a tremendous amount. But there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of challenge, lots of practice is the only way to grow. So, story for you. Last week, we talked about Ethan, the charismatic closer, and his architects, all of the people behind the scenes, every step in the way. So, this story that I have for you is actually a story about someone at my company. And he actually did this live. So I don't have any issue sharing the story with all of you now because you can actually find it on his Facebook and my Facebook. So there's an individual who, by the name of Vincent Condor, amazing, amazing human being. I've known him for many, many years. He's been in the industry now over 20 years as a loan officer. So he has seen it all, truly has ins and outs. And last Friday, he got in front of our entire company and he told a story about himself and he told a story about how he's been in his own way for a really long time. And part of the story, he started talking and he said, I know a person that was resentful and angry at the world because he thought it owed him something. That's how he started this conversation. So right away, everybody in the audience, myself included, everybody took a step back. Silence hit the air. Nothing. You could hear a pin drop. And Vinny started talking. And he started telling the story. He said, there were so many people that tried to help this human being out. Some of these people are actually in this room to this day. And they tried over and over and over again. And this person would be good for a week, sometimes 2 weeks. And then he would go back to his old habits and his old cycles. He said, the person I'm talking about is me. And if any of you have ever dealt with me being condescending or petty towards you, can you please raise your hand? He said, please be honest. And people raised their hand. People raised their hand. He looked and he said, I'm sorry, but I want you to know I'm ready. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to be the person that I am. You see, then he told us a story that hit us all really hard. And he said, I've been this way for so long. I'm finally done with it. And I want to tell you about a story that hit home and really impacted me. A couple years back, I got a call from my mom. And I was so angry and so frustrated because of an issue we had had several weeks prior that I didn't take the call. Matter of fact, I spent 2 weeks not calling her. Finally, after 2 weeks, I called her. She answered. Hey, what's going on? She said to me, your father wants to talk to you before he goes and passes. See, his father passed. And the reason that she called him 2 weeks prior was just so he can come see his dad. And because he was being petty, he didn't do it. He didn't want to call. He didn't want to pick up the phone. And of course, he felt awful when she called him. And he was able to have the conversations, thank God. But it was amazing because the human being he is today is a completely different version. And he's been so consistent now for weeks. And him telling it to the world, our entire company last Friday, I knew he was ready for real change. I knew he had finally made the commitment to himself to get out of his own way. And it's so beautiful to watch his impact. He is providing more value than I could ever imagine. He's going back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's going to networking events. He's posting on social media. He calls his mom every single day just to talk to her. He actually told a funny story how his mom has friends in town and she hasn't called him back. And he's like, God, this is terrible. I hate how this feels. But his mom's having fun. She's like, stop calling me. Leave me alone. I'm busy. And now he laughs about it. See, Vincent's in his 40s, and it took him that long to realize that the only person in his way was himself. And I'm always curious about how many of you are in your way, but think it's someone else's fault. I've been there. I still actually go there at times. Very rare, but it happens. You know, there's a quote. There's a quote that says, "The angel said, 'I'm here to save you.' The demon said, 'I already have.' Both were lying, but one person only knew it." See, it's the demon that knows it's lying. They just say, I've already helped you. You're good. Now, the angel, like their belief system is what? It's like they want to do good. They want to do amazing. They want to help as much as they can. But the truth is, the only person that can help you is you. So what are you willing to do to make changes and get yourself out of your comfort zone? I know it's not easy. I can't stand it some days. I hate it. I despise it. I get angry. But on the other side of it, I see all the people that count on me and depend on me. And I see the impact that can be made just strictly based off the decisions that I make to stay focused, dialed in, positive, and to put the ownership on me when things go south. And Vincent's done that, and it's done nothing but wonders for him and everybody around him. So Vincent Condor, my friend, this one's for you, brother. I love you. Thank you. Don't change. Stay focused. Ooh, got emotional. Ooh. All right.
I'm emotional back here too.
Whew. That was a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take this one.
Thank you.
I think it was a great story. I think there was a lot of the lesson that can be learned from almost all of it is communication matters. And not just communicating for the sake of communicating, but how you communicate, the words you use, how you speak to someone, the cadence that you speak to someone, and the check-ins. Just, hey, how's it going? Are you okay? It's been a while. I haven't talked to you in 2 months. How's it been? Open the door to the communication and allow other people to communicate with you. But
Well, you know what, too, Tommy? Just with what you said, the other part of it is if you've healed in the relation, like in a relationship, if you're the one that's healed, it's on you to be the one that reaches out. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the hard part. That's the ego, because the ego is like, well, they haven't hit me up. All right, well, if you're healed and you're good, maybe they're not. So just fine, let your ego go and hit them up. Yeah. Hey, I'm just thinking about you. You're all right. Just check it. Like, and that's exactly what you're talking about. But, you know, like for Vinny, and that's why he's pouring so much into other people, because I can tell the guy's truly healed. Like, I'm good. He's like, I'm good, man. And it's been over a month of this. Long
and it's
been.
Yeah, and it's how you communicate. I was referencing to the Zoom call where he asked people to raise their hand. Yes. That's a sign. It's not just, he's not only doing the words, but he's invoking an action, right? Which actions speak louder than words. Now, there'll be actions after that you say that he's showing, but it's one of those things where you say the words first, but then the actions also need to follow. So same with communication. You communicate with someone, you set expectations, and then you follow.
Spot on. I love it. No, thanks for taking that one. I needed a second. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you another second because we have a fuse ad to roll through, and then we'll be back to wrap up the podcast.
Fuse is just around the corner, believe it or not, another year down. And we are excited for the largest event of the entire wholesale mortgage industry. Fuse National Conference 2025 is taking its show on the road. Now emanating from Nashville, Tennessee, from October 23rd through the 25th. This event is all about sales, sales, sales. Don't miss the chance to join us in Music City for 3 days full of the most cutting-edge content we've ever produced, featuring the industry's top minds, leaders, and innovators. Access the newest tools and resources from wholesale leading lenders and vendors. Take part in our acclaimed workshop summits for free. Catch wholesale's rising stars in their very own breakout sessions. And of course, Take part in the best and, quite frankly, the most fun networking opportunities you'll find in the wholesale channel. Join us to grow your network, your skill set, and your business at what will no doubt be the greatest Fuse conference yet. Go to fuse.aimgroup.com to sign up and receive updates when tickets go on sale. Secure your hotel room and get your Fuse tickets for free. That's a $600 value for the prices as low as $199 when you sign up for an AIME annual membership. Don't miss your chance to be there when wholesale history is made at Fuse 2025. I can't wait to see you there.
All right, and we're back to recap the episode. I think it might be communication.
Communication for this episode
is the theme of the episode.
You take it and run. This one's yours. I
started it at the end of story time, but as I was thinking about it throughout the episode, it's just communication, right? Like with the broker buzz stuff, like what we think about the LOS sphere. It's all about communication, how you communicate that product to brokers, or the Google reviews, how you communicate. Like, why are Google reviews important? Because they communicate to people that are that you are a reputable business. And with the DPA programs, it's communicating with your clients and informing them of all these things that they need to be aware of. Because if I was in that situation and then I got a pay raise and then I was like, hey, I can refinance. Rates are lower. Let me throw 20 grand at it and refinance. I think that's how it works. And get a lower rate. Oh, wait, what do you mean I have to pay another 25? I have to pay that back? Why? No, I'm not going to do that. So then, yeah. So it's just communication all the way through. It's one of your strongest tools, is one of your strongest assets. It allows you, connecting to last week's episode with the architects, like it allows you to gain those architects. Because if you don't communicate what you want properly, you're not going to end up with a result that you're happy with. And you're going to question whether you handed it off to the right people, but maybe you did hand it off to the right people, but it's just how you communicated what you wanted.
100%, man. I love it. That's the perfect one. I got nothing more on that.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the Broker Power Up podcast. If you found today's tips helpful, do us a favor, hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed it, which helps even more people see the content. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because it comes out every week on YouTube, along with our podcast platforms. Ring the bell to get notified every time we drop new content. You'll get a notification right to your phone that, hey, there's a new Broker Power Up episode. There's new anything that AIME put out. You'll be notified. And share this video with a fellow broker who could use a power up. Remember to lead by example, to lift each other up, to grow together, and most importantly, close more loans. Until next time, keep powering up.